Good day, podcast community. Hey, I'm Pete Kane, Podcast Pete. And why would you want to become an ambassador for our KPI community? Well, we podcast, we publish, and we build thriving communities locally and globally with our masterclass. So we're looking for people who want to be bold, make an impact, and have fun because that's what we do here. So if that's something you desire, you could be an ambassador. To be an ambassador, you obviously have to be in our community and be a part of a podcast. But here I'm speaking to you because we're in exciting times. I mean, exciting times. A lot of things going on, a lot of trends happening, a lot of change, a lot of chaos. And I want to speak to our people that want a path, that want us to help teach you a path to an exciting future. And I'm telling you, it is exciting because we got 5 major trends, actually 6 trends that are going on. And we're going to cover that in our time together. We'll be together for about 15, 20 minutes. So take some notes because I think what you want and what you can have are possible. Because we always say the magic is in you and anything is possible. So let's get going. All right. First and foremost, we talk about what a key person of influence is. It's just somebody that dominates Google. That when somebody searches you, they have enough content to get to know you, like you, and trust you. You'll hear a lot about 7-11-4 because that's the formula. And you can start anytime. I started a few years ago, so you can Google me and you can kind of have an idea what it looks like. But I'm here to guide you. I'm here to help you get going. Our community's here to help you get going because you have to produce content, digital assets. And a podcast is a digital asset. So let's go on. Our workshop is our 10 steps to scale and grow your business to be a key person of influence. And it's just dominate Google so people can get to know you, like you, and trust you. And if you don't put content out there, how can they get to know you? We're in a global economy now. We're in a creator. So people have to get to know you. And to get to know you is to consume your content. So I'm going to go through the 10 steps here pretty fast so you can kind of get an idea what is the fuel in our rocket. And consider that we have 3 rockets. One can get there faster, one can get there a little bit fast, a little bit slower, and then one that it'll just take a little bit longer. But each one gets you to the ultimate goal is Mars. Let's just say that. Okay. All right. So let me talk to you about our number one fuel to our rocket. It's an assessment. It's creating capacity. You always have to create capacity in what you're doing. Unlimited capacity is there's no price tension, meaning if you have an unlimited supply of something like information on YouTube, unlimited. That's why most of it is free. When something is unlimited, it goes down to the lowest possible denominator, which is free. So the journey with an assessment, it starts with understanding people. You got to understand if somebody is wanting what you have. It's called a buying signal. And you can do that through our first step. Now, let's go to our second step. Podcasting. What is podcasting? It's a digital asset. It's just creating like an asset online. It's kind of like in the physical world, like producing a house that can produce revenue for you. You do a podcast to create the digital asset, but also to build relationships. And the other thing is you can repurpose it. You can make online courses. You can do a lot of things with that asset. Okay. The next thing is business coach. You can't get anywhere substantial without a guide, without a coach. There's plenty of examples. All the top producers in anything they do, they hire mentors, coaches. They hire people to shorten their time frame. And that's what you're doing. You're shorting. You can get there eventually with hard work, but do you want to take 5 years or do you want to take 5 weeks? That's the difference. That's why people hire coaches. And a high performance, certified high performance coach has a model created by Brendan Burchard. He is the most successful in the industry. And if you're going to learn from somebody, learn from the best. And he has 12 modules. So we put our people through 12 weeks of a program that has been working for 20 plus years. So that's the mentor guide. So you have somebody to guide you through the 12 weeks. Or if you want one-on-one, that's possible too. Our magazine is building community. Community. We have 20 people in each magazine. It's a digital asset. It's available through digital and it's available through physical, Amazon. So you have to have both these days. You just can't have a digital. You have to have, there's people like to touch and feel things. Our magazine, and you can go to, let me see if I can put it up here. Yes, I can. You can go and see it at petekane.me/magazine. So you can do that. I forgot to put up here to take that assessment, which is number one. Go take an assessment because that's how we can do a podcast and we can talk about your future, what you want, and how we can assist with a quicker path to get to your destination. The magazine is scalable. We can produce thousands of magazines, but they're small communities of 20 people, and we take you through a 12-week transformation in this magazine. So go to petekane.me/magazine if that's something you want. That is our middle tier of our rocket fuel. Okay, let me go to the next one, which is Growth Day, personal development. When you want to do anything, you got to look for yourself first. You have to, before you can change anybody, you got to change yourself. You have to grow. You have to be a part of a daily 5 to Thrive, where you can set goals, you can journal, you can create habits. This is available at petekane.me/growth day, where you can try it for 7 days. See what it is like to have a person like Brendan Burchard speak to you every day. Plus, one of the top trainers is going to be speaking to you every day too. You can fill out an assessment. You can journal. You can answer questions. It's a 5 to Thrive, maybe takes 15, 20 minutes, maybe 25 if you're slow. And that way you're, let me see, what would it be? It's kind of like igniting the day. And if you're not intentional about your habits, your outcomes won't be what you want them to be. And this is scalable because every single person can be a part of it. He has 500,000 people, closing in on 500,000 people in 60 plus countries. So this is somebody that's dedicated to your success, has coached the very best, the Oprahs, the presidents, the billionaires, the CEOs, the celebrities, the Olympic athletes, all the top people because of what he charges. Now, you get it 7 days for free. So try it out for 7 days. Okay. All right. Let me take this off and let me go to the next one. Brand ambassador. That's what we're talking about. You can build community. You can leverage your marketing because we believe in rewarding our community. It starts at 10 and goes up to 50%. Growth Day is 50%. 15% is the magazine. Coaching's 15%. There's different levels, and we'll discuss that in a private conversation, but you have to do it as a community. Communities are strong. That's why we podcast, publish, and build thriving communities. And to be an ambassador, go to pkane.me/ambassador and you can sign up. But you first have to be on my podcast because we only want people that want to give, want to make a difference, that want to make an impact in our world. And that's not everybody. That's fine. Everybody has a choice. But if your choice is you want to be that kind of person, then look at our community as an option to join. Go to take that assessment at pkane.me, take the assessment, and then you can schedule times with me. Okay, now let's see. The next one is our send out cards. So I've been doing this for 10 years. There's a lot of noise out there, and you have to stay top of mind. You have to educate people, and it has to be scalable. And that's what send out cards is. A lot of people in my community have gotten one to thank them for speaking, a birthday, a special occasion, education. That's how we keep our people connected to our community. Okay? AI models. Okay, this is number 9. And let me see if I can go to it because this is my partner, Jeff Bourgeois. Okay, hold on here. Yeah, I know I can go to it in just a second. But AI, you got to be understanding that it's going to transform everything. The whole world's going to turn upside down. You want to be on the right side up of this. It's business speed, it's scalable, it's understanding how to implement it. And he has a free course at pkane.me/AI. And I'm going to see if I can go to it. I'm pretty sure I can. Let me see. I want to put it up on the screen for you. And I'm not as, oh, yeah. Okay. No, I want to do that, but I'm slower with how this works. Okay. Maybe I can do it here. I can. Oh, yeah. Oh, gosh. I just figured something out here. Okay. There we go. Here we go. So take his free course, free experience. It's kind of like going to Costco. You got to taste something to see if you want to buy it. So taste it, taste AI, see how you can implement it, and then apply it to your business. And if you want, there's certainly options to do that. Okay. And the last is social media amplification. You got to leverage your message. The know, like, and trust is now a different part of growing your business. People say word of mouth. Now, word of mouth used to be you'd meet somebody and they like you and they tell you. But now it's know, like, and trust. And that's why that 7-11-4 is so important. You got to give people digital assets, digital content, a podcast, a book, a magazine, a LinkedIn post, a white paper, a workshop, a workbook. All these are ways that people can get to know you. And when they get to know you, there's a chance they get to trust you and do business with you. So know, like, and trust. No, like, I'm misspelling there. Okay. And it is scalable. We do one thing and we do it really well. We leverage our ecosystem or our master class. Okay, let's go back to this and so we build, we publish, and we build thriving communities, both locally and globally. We do each week a virtual KPI summit where we're talking, we have 10 speakers, 15 talks, 5 minutes, 3 points, 5 minutes, 3 points. Our virtual summit is talking about these trends. You have to be aware of what's happening. And if you're aware of what's happening, you can take advantage of it. So go take that assessment. That assessment is at peatkane.me. But we have it on Fridays. This is where we bring 10 speakers, 15 talks, and that is sponsored by Growth Day. Okay, now the next thing, let's see here. Fuel to your rocket. That's our master class. That's the fuel. And we are more about strategic thinking. Strategic thinking is when I get up, I think, I journal, I plan, I implement. I think, I journal, I plan, I implement. As opposed to jumping into the day, checking emails, and then just going, reacting to things, going this way, this way, this way. And then you finish the end of the day, you're exhausted, and you look at what you got done, and all you did was react to things. That's not going to give you the fuel to your rocket. That's not going to help you build in this community if you don't strategically think. Okay? That's same one. I want to bring this up because I was always this way. Are we stuck on the busy bus? The busy bus is distracting. It's noisy. And it's going wherever. It's slow. If you went across country in a bus, it's going to make 100 stops. It's going to eventually get there if you're going across country, but maybe it takes you 2 weeks. But if you get on the purpose plane is going to get you there quicker. It's going to be quieter. It's going to fly to one destination. So that's where we want to help you get stuck. If being stuck on that busy, noisy, reactive bus. Okay. This is what we teach, just having a growth mindset. People that say, oh, I've heard that before. That's a fixed mindset. Maybe you say, I haven't done this yet. By saying that word yet, you keep your mind open to growth, and that's going to impact your success. Now, on this, I always look for clues, whether it's successful people to mentor, to listen to learn. In the recent presidential election, every election, there is so much money spent. It tells you what's going on. What it told us this particular cycle was one believed in podcasting, one did 40 hours, one did not much, one wanted to control the narrative, wouldn't get on the Joe Rogan show because they wanted 45 minutes and they wanted to be able to submit the questions. They wanted to control the narrative. Doesn't work anymore. President Trump was on there for 3 hours on the Joe Rogan show. You can't fool anybody in 3 hours, especially Joe Rogan, who's the best in the best in the industry. He's going to ask you the tough questions. And if you can't answer them, you're exposed. That's why she did not go on that show. I mean, I don't know personally because I don't have any idea. That's what I heard. She spent $1.5 billion with a B, 3 times what Trump spent. Trump strategically got his message out there. Town halls, getting out there on podcasts, Joe Rogan. That was seen by millions of people. Millions. It was replayed, shared, you name it. That's why podcasting works. We just saw it. So it can work for you too. The learning pyramid is just simply, we learn what we teach. What we hear, we retain 10%. What we teach, it goes to 90%. So in our community, we encourage our people to teach, whatever their niche is. Teach. You're going to retain it, and you're going to help out your community that you're working with. Okay, So that's about it, I think. Oh yeah, I got to say this one. This is crazy. I never knew this existed. PTSD versus PTSG. I think Christian, who was on my podcast about 6 months ago, shared this with me. There's a thing when we go through stress trauma, and he has an unbelievable story. Can you imagine at 5 years old being in a concentration camp? That's his story. You talk about trauma. How would you like, instead of being in kindergarten in a free environment of fun and excitement, you're in a concentration camp? So, but what it helped him do is grow. We get growth from our trauma, growth through our storms, growth for our stress. So that's a way to learn from our trauma. And we teach that in there. That's why it's in here. So it's so important that it's no fun when you're in the middle of a storm. That's not your time you're celebrating, although you can lean into it and honor the struggle, like Brendan says, because it's a whole lot better to honor it than to run from it. Face it, love your struggle, love your challenges. And when you do that, you're going to change that mindset about what can you learn from it. And that'll help you in the community. So be bold, make an impact, and have fun. Be bold, make an impact, and have fun. I'm Pete Kane. A pleasure to be with you. And if we can help serve you, set up an assessment where we can get to know a little bit about you. And if you've never been on my podcast, come on my podcast. And if you would like to be a brand ambassador, we would love for you to help our community and help yourself. Thank you so much.